Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is the Luke Morgan podcast for January 26th, 2017. How the fuck are you doing? Yeah, it's been over a month since I recorded my first podcast episode. So, I'm officially a fucking failure at doing podcasts. Thanks for tuning in here, both of you, all four of you. Um, Yeah, sorry about the background noise. I'm gonna say sorry a lot in this fucking thing because I'm bad at this. So, yeah, since since I last visited you, I've gained around 60 subscribers on my YouTube channel, The Bear. I actually got a what is it? A URL, custom URL. It's youtube.com/, The Bear 9000, the number 9000. Yeah, stepping up in the world. It's it looks like a real page now. I've got my custom header going on there. You know, only 160 subscribers. So you look at it, and it's like, oh, that looks like a legit page. But wait a second. Um, yeah, he's not doing too well there. Had the page up for I don't know a couple years. Just in the last 6 months or so, really been really been getting serious about the fucking thing. Um, the shredded chicken taco video is still fucking soaring. Over 100 views a day on that fucking thing. I think when I was recorded my last podcast, it was at like 8,000, and now it's at 14,000 plus views. All just some awesome fucking comments on the thing. Um, just a bunch of really nice people out there. Loving seeing a dumb fuck, making some shitty food. Talking vulgarly, encouraging people to commit suicide. All that warm fuzzy stuff there. Yeah, let me actually I'm just gonna I've got the thing open right now, the oh my god, shredded chicken tacos video. Got it open. I'm gonna check out some of these comments actually. Fucking why not? I gotta fill a 45 minutes to an hour. Actually, I really don't have to do any of this. There's just something in me that's telling me to do this fucking shit. I don't know what it is. My life was pretty simple in the last year or two. I'm working on motorcycles, telling shitty jokes to my friends, but now I'm like, now there's this weird fucking creative side that's coming out, and it's telling me it's like it's almost like it's fucking yelling at me like, dude, you need to do this. You have to do this. You have to make these videos. I'm lying awake in the middle of the night talking or thinking about shit I want to say on my podcast. Like I'm some kind of fucking, I don't know, like I'm some kind of somebody. I'm nobody really. I'm just a dude sitting in my apartment, um, drinking lemon ginger tea, and I'm sitting at my girlfriend's vanity. Like, is that some kind of like, I don't know, midlife crisis shit? I'm not even midlife. Anyway, shut the fuck up, you cunt. Oh, that leads me to a comment. If you watched my chicken taco video, you know that I say some pretty run of the mill fucked up shit that I usually say. Um, one of my favorite comments is this person goes, "Wow, language looks delicious though, LOL," and this guy comments and says, "Shut the fuck up, you cunt." That made my entire fucking day. Michael Carpenter on YouTube, dude. You're the MVP, my friend. Um, the thing I like about YouTube, I've yet to get a considerable following yet, but I have 160 people that are following me. They want to see more shit from my videos. And that, I don't know, for me, that just kind of puts shit into perspective, I guess. That's 160 fucking people. Like, that's a considerable size, I don't know, orgy. Could you imagine 160 fucking people having an orgy? That's a lot of fucking people. I don't care who you are. I know there's a lot of pages that have, upwards of 100,000, 1,000,000, 2,000,000. I think there's a couple YouTube pages now that have close to 1 billion subscribers, and that's crazy. And hopefully I get up to the milestone of 100,000 someday in the future. I think my shit is increasing pretty well. I guess you could call this the 160 subscriber special. Here's another one. Dead was not expecting to be called a cunt. I thank you for your candor. Thank you, Andre. Let's see. People quote me on this one. If you don't know how to boil water, kill yourself. A lot of people like that one. If you notice, my voice sounds a little... I don't know, I get a little bit of better radio voice this time. I was down in Southern Oregon recording some music with my brother, and realized that I hadn't done any kind of rugged metal vocals in quite a while. I think it had been over a year since I'd done any kind of growls or screams like I did for a long time. But you step away from something like that, you don't remember how the fuck to do it. Yeah, that's one other thing I do. Another hat I wear. I've been playing metal, all different kinds of metal with my brother. I think it's kind of more of a way to connect with my brother than anything. We have that camaraderie there, just the two of us playing in this grind band. You only need a couple people to make horrible noises and sound like someone's getting killed. Some people would argue that not being music, but to some people it's soothing to hear blast beats and double bass and crazy distortion. Another comment, you're funny. I actually did buy store-bought taco seasoning. Fuck you too. It's my first meal prep, so just wanted to make things easier. Thanks for the tips though. I'll definitely follow your technique. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Your Fawkcu, FAWKCKU, his channel name there. Anyway, fuck, I'm rambling, aren't I? Let's see. Wow, language, blah, 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 blah. Great shite. LMAO, LMAO, LMAO. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, anyway. So, it's been over a month. Again, sorry for the background noise. I'm going to probably say it again, too. This condenser mic is, it's pretty sensitive. I can hear it like I can hear my dick rubbing on my leg through this fucking thing. Let's see here. Yeah, last I left you, we were having a little bit of a snow. People were calling the first snow a snowpocalypse. Here in Portland, Milwaukee specifically is where I am. We had a little bit of a snow. Not that big of a deal first time around. And this second time around, not that big of a fucking deal. Especially if you're somebody who, like me, who's grown up in the woods, where 6 feet of snow in a season is not out of the ordinary. But here, it snowed 1 foot. And granted, it snowed 1 foot just about overnight. It was apparently, I was hearing from some people, it was the the biggest snow in recent history in Portland, Oregon area. About like 70 fucking years or some shit. I mean, that's pretty substantial. But the snow was not that big of a fucking deal. I mean, put it in 4-wheel drive, I was totally fine, except for the fucking idiots out there that don't know up from down, right from left. Fucking, they can't see the lane, so I guess that means there's no lanes. I guess that means that the road is mine and I can ride in the middle, and I can be a fucking pussy and, ride in the middle of 3 lanes, and yeah, fuck it, I gotta get somewhere, so fuck all you people. I'll put your lives in danger so I can get home. Anyway. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, lots happened in this month. I for one, well, I hope you guys had a good holiday, all 4 of you guys that listen. I for one am, god damn it, so fucking glad the holidays are over. I go through this every year, this shit with the holiday season. It goes from, people are a little excited about it. I actually started to get a little excited about it too. It's, in a way, it's kind of a magical time of year. Some people are in the gift giving spirit. Some people are in the taking spirit. But the biggest thing I've noticed with the holidays is that there, for some reason, our waste like triples. There's like, with the gift giving, which means the gift wrapping and gift opening, people are just fucking animals, man. You walk outside, and for like a month, few weeks after Christmas and New Year's, whatever, there is just trash everywhere. Like the dumpsters outside of our apartments are completely full, overflowing. There's trash every fucking where. That's kind of the biggest thing I notice in the holiday season. There's just so much waste going on, and I don't know. There's supposed to be a bunch of earth conscious hippie people that live here, but if you're listening to this, across the country, if you're in New York or if you're on some other distant planet listening to this shit right now, and you listen to the stereotypes when it comes to Oregonians, most of this shit isn't true. There's a small facet of people, mainly in like right in the middle of the larger quote unquote cities, Portland being the major city in Oregon. There's some yuppie folks, and they're a bunch of cunts, and they're hard to deal with. But there's a lot of people that fall into the white trash category. There's a lot of fucking racism here. A lot of people aren't a lot of people don't really acknowledge it. They don't want to. I think they just don't want to fucking acknowledge it. They don't want to accept it. That there is a lot of racism here in good old Oregon. But besides all like the cucks and the fucking liberals and shit, there are some really good people here too. Between the cities, I don't want to talk complete shit about Oregon. I'm kind of going off on a tangent. I started on trash and now I'm off in the fucking boondocks. Anyway. Get a sip of this tea here. So yeah, I'm back in the podcast game, I guess. I had like 3 people tell me that I should do another one and I should keep going with it. Besides being busy, I've made a few other videos since then. I've made 3 other videos since then. Yeah, I've been trying to. I'm searching for more creative ideas. And then I decided to start writing topics down. I was like, oh yeah. Well, at first I was like, I don't have anything to talk about, but now I'm like, oh right. If I write shit down that pops into my head, I can actually talk about shit and not have to remember every fucking topic. So I'm moving up in the world. I'm starting to write shit down. It's mostly, with the women in our lives, we have to they remind us of shit, and it's ultimately a good thing. It's kind of partially why us men bring women into our lives, is to to have someone to keep us in check, Oh, excuse me. So yeah, without being a fucking whatever I am, I'm actually gonna look through some of these topics because I'm a fucking hack and I don't know what I'm doing, and yeah, just a couple of things, I guess. What am I already doing? I'm already at, what am I, 20 minutes, something like that. So basically, again, this is the ramblings of pretty much an absolute nobody. I'm nobody into really, I don't know, make comment about. I'm not really that memorable of a person, but I guess people tell me that I am. I'm just a fucking guy in my room talking shit because I feel like it. There's a couple things here that I wanted to talk about. One of them concerning my last podcast, and I kind of went on this weird little like kind of manifesto for a while, talking about fucking masculinity, and I don't know, I kind of wanted to just expand on that a little bit, on that point, after having thought about it a little bit. Masculinity, to me and many others, is very important. I kind of was talking to an older friend of mine about it the other day, and that it's kind of, I understand that men are the reason for a lot of pretty fucked up shit that has happened in the world. But that doesn't mean that we should be demasculized either. Is that a word? Demasculated? Demasculized? God, I'm stupid. Yeah, but the point that I wanted to try to bring out here and clarify is that I am in no way, for one, I'm in no way a misogynist. I don't promote misogyny or misandry. Misandry is a word that no one seems to fucking acknowledge that is a word. But also, femininity, is that a word? Femininity is also equally as important as masculinity, in my eyes. And there's a lot of fucking crazy people out there that think that one is better than the other. No. We're supposed to be working together here, men and women should hold each other up. We should focus on what men and women, what our strong points are, and we should help each other out with what our weak points are. I realize that there's there's a big number of fucking, feminists and whatnot, and I'm just talking about Western culture here, Western people, fucking Americans, British, whatever, the big white countries, where in my opinion feminism is the word in Western culture is obsolete if you look at it through my eyes. Feminists have gotten their point across, okay? Now it's to the point where guys are, and it's just like with white people, we've gone so much the other direction that white people, no, that men hate themselves for being men. And there's this weird, I don't want to say indoctrination, but there's this weird thing that's being taught to younger men and women. Young men, it seems to me, they're being brought up to be women. And I've been saying this for fucking 10 years. And it hasn't gotten the best reaction from some people, or people just, don't listen to me. They just kind of, okay, Lucas, okay, Luke, you can, let him keep talking there. Anyway, like I was saying, it's the same thing with white people. People are hating themselves for being white. People are hating themselves for being men, or the whatever cisgender they're calling it now. A guy like me who has, a swinging pair of nuts and he knows who he is, not to knock people that don't know, because that's, to me, a horrible tragedy to have someone be born into a body and not a horrible tragedy. I mean, 9/11 was a tragedy. This is more of a sense of entitlement in some ways. What am I fucking talking about here? Yeah, you sit in a room for an hour, you try to figure out what are you going to say, and just talk to yourself. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that point, is that it's not just masculinity that's important in our society. Femininity is also equally as important, and men and women should be given the chance by each other, whether it be spouses or boyfriend-girlfriend thing, to embrace that part of themselves, to embrace their masculinity, their femininity, in an environment where you won't be, where you can be yourself, where you can be truly masculine or feminine. This is coming across as a bunch of fucking jabber, I know. But, I don't know. I went to men's groups when I was younger. I was in this school called Wilderness Charter School. We took backpacking trips, and it was a pretty hippy-dippy fucking thing, but I learned a lot about life in that class, and I would really wish that, a lot of other people, or everyone, could go through stuff like that, to be in a group setting where you are truly encouraged to learn. It was in replacement of regular school, the 12th grade and 11th grade for some. It was only 1 year. But it kind of revamped my faith in humanity, in myself, and just the men's group thing was a part that was branched off of it. And we all sat down as men, and we talked about, we sat in a circle, and we spoke from our hearts and talked about what it was to be a man, to be a warrior, I learned in that class or that men's group that it's okay to be a badass. It's okay to be masculine. As long as you carry that balance, because we all have masculinity and femininity in us. You know, if you're in touch with your feminine side and your masculine side, you can walk through life with a little bit of empathy. I think that I talked on the podcast last time about how I have so much fucking empathy sometimes that I take on other people's emotions, and it becomes kind of a burden. So I've actually had to try to learn to not give a fuck a little bit in the last few years. Particularly now that I haven't been drinking. I haven't drank for 2.5 years now, and it's really fucking weird. Maybe I'll talk about that at some other point. Maybe I already have. I don't remember because it's been a month and I'm a podcast failure. There was other shit that I wanted to talk about. Well, I mean, I guess there's a lot to talk about right now. It is now 2017. First month of 2017. People were crying over 2016, saying that it was the worst year ever. And I think that it was the best year ever in most regards. Because as we progress as human beings, this is better than it's ever fucking been. I know that there's people still in across the world that are in poverty, that are in wartime, and pretty much always will be. If let's be honest. And there's some people that have been warring for thousands of years. But as far as our developments, our technology, our medicine, this is the best time ever, and it continues to get better. That being said, Donald Trump is now the president of the United States. Let's think about that for a second. Let that sink in. What that means to some people, just the name, the word, Donald Trump. To me, that always, I don't know, I've never really thought much about the man, Donald Trump. I always thought about just what the emotion that comes across your head when you hear that name, Donald Trump. You associate it with so many things, but not necessarily a person until recently. It's wealth, power. You're fired. That thing that everyone fucking hacky line that everyone says. It's really weird to me. It's very strange to me that the president is now Donald Trump as of 5 days ago. You guys are gonna hate me, but I didn't vote. No, I did not vote for Bernie. I did not vote for Donald Trump. I just didn't vote at all, period. And I really did think that it was going to be Hillary. But a while ago, I made a prediction that it wasn't really a prediction. It was just an observation that in the last 30, 40 years or so, it's been Republican, Democrat, and our last president. Oh shit, he was a Democrat, Barack Obama. And naturally, according to the order of things, the pattern of president-elects, it would be a Republican, and guess what? I was fucking right. which kind of puts me on a weird fence now, because I've pretty much always thought that the game is rigged, all along. I didn't want to vote for Obama, but I had people bullying me into voting for him, and I didn't really give a fuck anyway, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll vote for him. It's not going to make a difference to me. I just don't want to participate. I don't want to, be like, I don't want to say that I'm like George Carlin, and I don't want to participate. It's one of his little bits. He said that. I just don't have enough faith in the system to participate in it. And that is, like it or not, that is my right. I don't have to vote. That's the beauty of being an American. And yeah, I am proud of being an American. Actually, I like being an American. But I did talk about it on my last podcast, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But yeah, it's super weird, and he's already, I don't know, it's kind of, I guess what I was trying to say there was that I've never had faith in the system, but now that Donald Trump is president, it kind of almost gives me faith in the system again. I know some people are gonna fucking explode if they hear that. I mean, it's been a half an hour, something like that. If you were listening still at this point, I salute you. But yeah, it kind of restores my faith in the system, because we've had this in my lifetime. We've had, my lifetime and a little before, we've had the rise of the millennials, and the millennials make up a huge portion of this society, and there's this insane amount of protesting and campaigning and stuff going on against President Trump, and it's the ironic thing about it is that most of the people that are opposing Trump, that don't want him in office, that are quote unquote terrified by him, fucking pussies, none of them voted. Like, guys, so you went out and you locked arms across freeways in major cities across the U.S. and you didn't even participate in the system that you feel like is broken or going the wrong direction. I'm sorry, but it's the Republicans' turn, and people are surprised that they're that the Trump that the Trump administration is unlocking the pipelines again. We're starting them up again, starting building and doing fucking Republican shit. That's what they're doing. They're doing Republican shit. They're increasing revenue. It may not be the most sustainable revenue, or not sustainable at all, but they don't give a fuck about that. They want to create some jobs. They want to make some fucking money. And they want to bring some money back in to society, or the working class, so the working class can make them money. I think that's one thing that the working class itself tends to forget, is that people like Donald Trump, people like the people that are more powerful than Donald Trump, like Congress, Senate, the fucking tax bureau, or whatever the fuck it's called, heads of major corporations, they don't give a fuck about you, and they have you right where they want you. It's I'll say it once, I'll say it again. It's slavery, but it's legal now. Slavery never ended, and we are all of us are slaves now. It's not just black people anymore. It's anyone who has a job that you pay taxes for. You have an income you pay taxes from, that you make a wage, but you don't make enough to survive, even when you're working like a full-time career style job. There are people in management in places that can't feed themselves, can't feed their kids. You know, these people are slaves. I hate to say it to you, but it's true. I don't want to get all Alex Jonesy on you guys, but that's the way I fucking see it, and that's the way a lot of fucking people see it. And if you really don't like what Donald Trump is doing, if you don't like what the government is doing, enslaving its own people, stealing from its own people in the form of taxation, there are ways around that, and I'm not going to get into it too much on this podcast. But it's a meme. Taxation is theft. I mean, that's the center, a subject of many jokes and memes and all that shit. So I'm not gonna get too far into that. Given the chance that this podcast gets any bigger and more people start listening to it. Unless, of course, that's what you want to hear. Definitely leave a comment and let me know if you give a fuck. Anyway, I'm kind of, I don't know, I think it's kind of awesome that Donald Trump is president in a way. I don't have the best explanation for it. I think it's just the fact that it's pissing off a lot of people. It's making a lot of people triggered. A lot of people are fucking terrified, and it's ridiculous. A lot of people are spreading. There's this mass hysteria going on with this thing, and it also makes me wonder what's going on behind the scenes. But I don't know. It's pissing off a lot of people. And what else was I gonna say about it? I'm kind of spacing out here. Yeah. Anyway, if you're listening to this at this far along, you guys are fucking awesome. Even if there's just two of you. Let's see here. Couple little funny points, and some of them aren't funny, I guess. It's not funny to some people. Yeah, I'm not a racist, and I'm not a misogynist, blah 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 blah. But there's always a but, I'm walking down the street, and I see people. I see black people, I see Mexican people, I see white people, men, women, and there's a lot of people that think that if you're white and if you're a man, then you're misogynistic, and if you're white, you're automatically racist. That you're just racist. And one point that I want to make, I guess, on that is that it's been my kind of goal to just not give a fuck about anybody. Black or white, brown or yellow. I just want to, and if you're a woman, whatever, if I have no interest in talking to you, then I don't give a fuck about you, and it doesn't matter your race or whatever. I don't care about anyone more than I care about anyone else, I guess is what I'm trying to say. In my notes, I've just written the word Hitler. Yeah, it's a great segue from not giving a fuck about black people to Hitler. Yeah, that's a good one. Good one, Luke. I guess with that, I wrote it down because I was, sometimes I get into these kicks where I start watching like World War II documentaries because I find history fucking fascinating. And but I almost always have a focus on Hitler for some reason. I just think I'm not like a Hitler youth, even though I kind of look like one. I shave my head all the time. It's just, I just find it so goddamn fascinating. With the rise of Hitler, with Nazis, and this, and the fact that it happened a little bit just over. I mean, it pretty much happened about 100 years ago. The beginning of the rise of Adolf Hitler, and and that's not long ago at all. I know a woman who is turning 100 in a couple months. In her lifetime, Hitler rose to power and was supposedly responsible for however many, 17 million people dying. That's a substantial number. I don't know, I just find it fucking fascinating. And this weird part of me, it just gets excited when I hear Hitler talking. It's like someone's gonna take this sound clip and put it on YouTube and say, "Oh, the confessions of a racist, the confessions of a fascist." I guess, yeah, that's a note I was starting to talk about earlier, was the real Americans. Yeah, the people that are between cities. That's why it was kind of restored my faith in the system a little bit, was the real Americans. They all got up and they voted. A lot of them voted for Donald Trump. And guess what? He fucking won, guys. Yeah. I mean, it's really put into very simple terms for you. The people spoke. But then again, I think it's all a fucking conspiracy. So none of what I'm saying has any validity. Once again, we only stick with the real issues here on the Luke Morgan podcast. I had one question. Last time I had about 5. Of course, I didn't really ask for any questions on that last podcast. And I was talking shit to the guy that asked a question last time. I don't remember what he said, but it didn't make any fucking sense to me. So I told him to kill himself. He says, "Fine, want a better question? What are your thoughts on the word mansplaining, in quotations? Also, why are you such a douchebag?" Well, well, Ezra, I'll start. I'll start with the second one there. Why am I such a douchebag? I guess it's probably something that's missing inside of me, and that I try to reach out to people, but it's really just a cry for help. Okay, I have all this negativity inside of me, and I'm trying to reach out. So just take it with a grain of salt. Just be compassionate. Just put out good thoughts and good prayers for Lucas, okay? God damn it. I grew up in Southern Oregon. I grew up around the hippies. Ezra, you're a cunt. What are your thoughts on the word mansplaining? My thoughts on the word mansplaining, I've actually had some time to think about this now. And that, my thought on the word mansplaining is very simple. And the simple fact basically is that mansplaining is not really real. Now they get feminists getting fucking triggered on this one. I don't care. I live to trigger. SJWs, feminists. Mansplaining is, the way I understand it, from the femi-cunt point of view, is that when a man, when a woman doesn't quite understand something, and a man is explaining that thing to her, but in a condescending way, like, you're a woman and you're stupid, and let me explain to you in very simple layman's terms how this engine works, because you're a stupid woman and I'm better than you, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Triggered. The reason I say that mansplaining isn't really a real thing is because women are taking this point of view, this thing. Excuse me, I'm moving my mic a little bit. And they're turning it into a place of, this is what feminists do. They take normal everyday things and they turn it into a point of oppression. Mansplaining simply is a man explaining something to a woman. And it would go exactly the same way for a man to be explaining something to a man who doesn't quite understand what you're talking about. It's exactly the fucking same thing. The feminists, the SJWs, the enemy, they come up with these buzzwords that are supposed to fucking change things. You know, they're supposed to. They give them something to latch onto, something to be oppressed by. That these people are professionals. They're very good at being oppressed, and let me tell you, they are oppressed. Okay. Here in the USA, we have. Oh man, we're so oppressed here. We have relatively good weather. We have opportunity at our fingertips. If you work hard enough, you can pretty fucking much be anybody you want here in the U.S. Women and men can, to a certain extent, wear, look, act exactly how they want to. If you live in the U.S. and you say that you're oppressed, you're probably not, or you're oppressed by choice. I know it's a controversial topic, and I am remembering my Native American friends when I say this. But oppression is a mind state. I'm sorry. I may sound like a fucking, I don't know, conservative douchebag when I say that, but that's also true. That oppression is in the mind in this country. You want to talk about other countries, some Middle Eastern countries where, oh shit, you practice a religion that they don't like, they'll chop your fucking head off. Okay? I don't see that happening here in the good old USA. Now, if you steal money or rape a child, then, there's a fine line there. You might really get fucked. Okay? Goddamn, I'm just like sitting here breathing into the mic. What a fucking creep. Oh yeah. Watch her. God, what a dumbass. We're sitting here at 45 minutes or something like that. Again, thank you guys for the for 160 subscribers. It's a slow climb. It's a slow climb to the top, but I think I'll make it. I think I just might make it. As I said last time, wasn't sure if I was going to do this podcast thing or not, but here I am doing it again because there's this weird fucking thing telling me that I should. And again, last time I was talking about how I wanted to do different segments on the show, if you want to call this a show. And I've also decided that I'm going to be interviewing people. At least to start off, I'm going to interview people, a lot of radio shows, podcasts, they interview famous people. I'm going to interview not famous people. Yeah. Because I'm a nobody, and this is a nothing podcast. I'm going to have people, mostly my friends, come on to the podcast and speak their mind a little bit. A lot of people have things to say, and it's good to have a platform to say that on. That's partially why I'm doing this for myself, to have an outlet, because I can't always talk to people. I can't always talk to people directly about what is on my mind, and I am really getting fucking bored of Facebook. Okay, going on there, and I don't know, I get this weird red, heavy, hot feelings in my chest, and I just want to go out there and just troll and just fucking hate and just get up in people's faces on there. So I think this is a pretty good platform. It's kind of calm. I can just sit here in a room, talk to myself. So I've had a couple of people with interest, actually a few people with interest, to come on the podcast with me. So I have taken the liberty of buying another mixer, and I have another microphone set up for interviewing, so I can talk to my friends. And I have a couple people definitely in mind. I have about 4 people that I want to interview, particularly, but I want to interview pretty much everybody that I know. Even my girlfriend has talked about coming on the podcast and just, I don't know, looking at fucking Craigslist, misconnections and shit like that and reading them. That sounds fun. But yeah, maybe next time I'll have a guest, maybe not. I want to try to do these, if they're well received. I want to try to do these, try to do them once a week or so, maybe more, who knows. The more I do it, the more comfortable I get with it. And the other thing I did last time was I did a little science segment. And And I just wanted to see, there's a couple things that have, in the world of science, because I'm that guy that watches science's ass on its way by, and I'm always interested. In 2017, actually, I found an article that was wrote today, January 26th, on, what is it, space.com? The man Mike Wall, he wrote this thing. This is, I thought it was very interesting, so I clicked on it. He says, the universe is expanding surprisingly fast. They say, there's a video there, but obviously I can't play it for you. But if you want to check it out, go to space.com and check it out. It says, the universe really is expanding faster than scientists had thought. New research suggests. Astronomers have pegged the universe's current expansion rate, a value known as the Hubble constant, after American astronomer Edwin Hubble, at about 44.7 miles per second per megaparsec. 1 megaparsec is about 3.26 million light years. This newly derived number is consistent with a calculation that was announced last year by a different research team, which was led by Nobel laureate Adam Riess, but it's considerably higher than the rate that was estimated by the European Space Agency's Planck satellite mission in 2015, about 41.6 miles per second per megaparsec. Okay, these are words that I'm not used to, and I'm a dumb fuck. The cause of this discrepancy is unclear at the moment, scientists said. However, the different types of data these various groups analyzed may provide a clue. To arrive at the new estimate, the research team, led by Sherry Siu of the Max Planck Institute for Astrophysics in Germany and Frederick Corbin of the École Polytechnique Fédérale de blah blah, Switzerland, studied how massive nearby galaxies warp the light streaming from distant super-bright galactic cores known as quasars. CU Corbin and their colleagues used NASA Hubble Space Telescope and Spitzer Space Telescope, as well as a number of ground-based instruments to do this work. I assure you this is interesting, at least to me. You can fucking hit pause or fast forward, but this is something that came out today that basically proves that our universe is expanding faster than previously notioned, which I think is fucking awesome. It's been believed, I mean, obviously for a long time that the universe is expanding, and as I believe Stephen Hawking said, it's expanding at an ever increasing rate. And I don't know, when these figures come out, shit like this comes out, I think it's kind of cool. Am I actually saying anything? Who the fuck knows? Anyway, I'm not going to read the entire thing. But let's see. Our method is the most simple and direct way to measure the Hubble constant, as it only uses geometry and general relativity, no other assumptions. The discrepancy could also indicate the dark matter, the strange, invisible stuff that astronomers think vastly outweighs normal matter throughout the universe, has yet unappreciated characteristics, or that Einstein's theory of gravity has some holes, they added. Ooh, watch out, flat earthers. Gravity maybe, the theory of gravity maybe have some holes in it. Oh boy. The expansion rate of the universe is now starting to be measured in different ways, with such high precision that actual discrepancies may possibly point towards the new physics beyond our current knowledge of the universe. CU said in the same statement. CU, Corbin, and other colleagues present their results in a series of 5 papers that will be published in the Journal Monthly Notices of the Royal Astronomical Society. That's pretty cool. If you want to follow that, follow Mike Wall on Twitter at Michael Wall, Michael D. Wall, MICHAELD Wall on Twitter. If you're interested in that story, yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I'd check it out. The universe is a big motherfucker, and it's becoming an even bigger motherfucker, and it's exploding all over the face of the horror that is the darkness of whatever's out there beyond the universe. Yeah, that's pretty much what I take from that. Anyway, I'm rambling here again. I'm just sitting here for an hour now, rambling on and on and on. It's probably very boring to anyone that may still be listening to this fucking thing. Anyway, I think it's about time to ship out on this. This is my stop, I believe. Sorry for all the coughing and clearing of my throat. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. My throat is very dry from all the cock I've been sucking. You understand how it goes. Once again, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for all the lovely comments and all of the lovely new subscribers. 55 or so, or about 40-ish more subscribers since the last podcast. Oh man, no, 50. Yeah, sorry, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm not gonna keep repeating myself. Thank you very much. Check out my YouTube channel if you're listening to this on SoundCloud. youtube.com/thebear9000, the number 9000. Please subscribe. Please share my videos, because I am a attention-seeking little cunt that wants to be famous someday. I want to be remembered. I want to have people talk about me, because I'm an attention whore. What can I say? Anyway, thanks for listening. Have yourselves a great fucking day, and I will talk to you sometime soon. Okay. Yeah, bye.